Hey y'all, welcome back to the DIY Entrepreneurs Reaction Show. I'm so glad you decided to tune in with me today. Go ahead and hit that like button and become a subscriber to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I would really appreciate that. Today we're going to be reacting to another Shark Tank pitch, so let's check it out.
Next in the tank is a little space when you need it the most.
Hey Sharks, I'm Robbie.
And I'm Allison, and we're neighbors from Columbus, Ohio, here seeking $300,000 for 5% of our company.
When you think back to the past year, what is the one thing in the world that people craved?
More space!
So that's exactly what we did. We've created more space for everyone.
So let us introduce you to ootBox, an
ootBox.
outdoor plug-and-play experience.
It could be a backyard office.
Or,
like
as
a
this
tiny
model
house.
shows, it can be a pop-up shop.
It could even be an outdoor conference room.
It's a convenient space that's temperature-controlled, soundproof, flexible, and can be set outside in any environment.
At 80 square feet, an ootBox is a beautiful, bright, eco-friendly space made from an upcycled shipping container. It can be delivered anywhere and used for anything.
We make it so simple for our customers.
They just
An
cut
ootBox
the
rolls
containers?
off the back of a truck, plugs into any outlet, and it is ready to go.
Sharks, ootBox is the future. Demand has been increasing ever since our recent launch, and now we need your help to keep up with that demand.
So who here is an out-of-the-box thinker and wants to step inside this box and join us on our journey?
So you are
Real quick, I love the way that they came in because I try to listen to the beginning of the pitch. And he probably said more space at least 3 times. He said, we need more space. We're bringing more space. And I guess it's more space as it relates to an auxiliary type of dwelling. But that little box, in the way that they're saying it, more space, can be used as a conference room. They didn't say conference room. It's just a place where you can have a conference talk where you'll be, because it's a little box. But anyway, the play on words that they have done in their marketing, that's sales and marketing. But let's see.
taking old shipping containers, recycling them, cleaning them up, and putting on doors?
We cut them in half. They're 20-foot duocons, and we infill the sides to make these beautiful spaces that we can put anywhere.
Robin, Allison,
People doing this already.
I don't understand the need for this product. Can you please tell me?
Oh, I can come up with 1,000 reasons for it. But the question is how much?
Good question.
So let me tell you about our business model first.
That's always a scarier response to a simple question.
Well, so we lease them and we sell them.
Okay, for when you sell them.
They start at $20,500.
I can't. I agree with you now, Daniel.
For a little box.
What does the market think? How many of you sold?
All right.
First of all, if you don't know, I am a tiny home enthusiast. I think that's how you say the word. But I definitely want to do that whole tiny home living for a good year or 2 out of my life when I get a little bit older. But anyway, so I am fascinated by tiny home living, little space, stuff like that. You know, even living out of a van, how people have really just taken that to start their journey for financial freedom. So I love all of that. However, this box, well, half of a large container for 25 grand, I could go ahead and get me a real nice tiny home, build a real nice tiny home for 25 grand. I mean, I don't think that's advantageous at all. And I don't think that they've said how much that they've sold yet. I think they're getting to that, but they have a dual system where they're leasing some, so some people pay per month to use this box. that has been dropped off at their home in their space. And then they sell one for $25.5.
Revenue to this point is $950,000 this year.
Well, good for you.
And how long have you been in
Almost a
business?
meal,
Since
so
June
people
2020.
buying it.
Are there zoning ordinances in place that would forbid you in certain
Probably
towns
not for that
dropping
box.
them off in a backyard?
They can go anywhere. Technically, we're considered a tool shed.
Ah.
This is for a temporary use. This is
Even in that, like you could go to Home Depot and buy a nice tool shed that probably has a little bit more space. It would not come with the electrical. They said it's heat controlled, or it's temperature controlled. It looks like they have some things on there. So you may have to increase some money if you go to Home Depot and buy like a tool shed. Those big old barns that they have out there in the parking lot on the far inside. I'm sure they're cheaper than $25,000. And that's essentially what you have. In one of those, you'll probably have a little bit more space. You'll just have to outfit it to where it has some electrical outlets and stuff like that. But that's a good starter for someone who wants this space. And so, and then to know that they, in the first year, he said that they made almost $1 million for the sales. I wonder if that's most people leasing or people actually purchasing for that at that $25,000 price.
This is for somebody who is spending his or her time working on the toilet to get away from their kids, which again is not going away, right? Exactly. That's not going away.
Okay, and how much money have you raised to date?
So we've raised $870,000,
And how much of the company did you give away?
30%.
And what are your margins on this?
And they asking
When
for
we
5%.
sell it, it's about 40%. We each box costs us $12,000 to build. Most people are leasing them for between $800 and $1,000 a month.
Do many of the people who lease
Did he say? Yeah, he said $800 and $1,000 a month. People are leasing it. That's half of what they get if they buy it. But hey, okay, let's just finish it.
short term and convert to a customer who buys?
The average lease term right now is about 8 months, and about 60% of our clients have renewed their lease, gotten an additional box, or requested to purchase the box that they have.
To me, it seems
Can they
like
get a
a
discount?
clever idea, fit with COVID perfectly. But I don't think that this is the right investment. It's just
don't
not
either.
something that I would be excited about. So I'm sorry, I'm out.
Thank you.
You know what I don't get? You raised $870,000. Why are you trying to raise $300,000? Why do you need that money?
Right now, our capacity is about 5 boxes a month that we're doing. We need more space.
We see the potential to grow exponentially, and that's what we need this money for.
But that's the challenge, guys, right? You're constrained by your capital and your time and the availability of the boxes. What I look to invest in are hockey stick businesses, where they kind of feed on themselves and grow themselves, and they're not necessarily fully capital constrained and time constrained. It's not the right kind of business for me to invest in, so for those reasons, I'm out.
I feel like a significant portion of the momentum that you have is connected to COVID. It's not clear to me that it's not connected to COVID, and the valuation seems to not factor that in. So I wish you the best, but for those reasons, I'm out.
I mean, I get it. Sales say everything.
And I forget, this is last season, so this is season 13. No, this is the current season. And so the dollars or the sales that they've made now, what Daniel just said, is probably attached to the whole thing that we had with COVID, with people not being able to leave, people just being able to have a different workspace than where their family is residing. A lot of people had to work from home. You had children in the background. And so maybe people just felt like this was a good investment because this was the answer during COVID. You know, to just have somebody bring half of a shipping container to your yard, dump it there, and it's ready to be used in the next couple of days. And so I can see what Daniel meant when he said he's not sure if it's just because of what we came out of with COVID, and after COVID, when people are able to move about freely, if they're still going to see those same numbers. Very good observation.
The trouble with this business, due to its capital requirements, the capital goes in, the more successful you are, it's impossible to get it back out. I hate doing deals where I kiss my money goodbye and then I never see it again. I like it where there's a way for me to get it back. And I'm not greedy, and I'm very creative, and I am Mr. Wonderful. So here's what I'm thinking.
Royalty.
I give you $300,000. I take the 5% just so I'm a partner in the business. But this is a royalty deal for sure. And so the way
What
it
a
works
surprise.
is every silence, Barbara, because you don't have any creativity on the deal.
I'm sure you're right.
Come on,
Okay,
Kevin.
so I give you the $300,000. Every time you sell a box, you give me back $1,000.
But what happens if they lease it?
A month.
Yeah.
Right. Because
It's an amortized payback on the lease. I'm getting a portion of the lease. It's a way for me to get my capital back, but I want to make back $600,000 before the royalty goes to zero. And I think what's going to happen is half your people will buy themselves out at some point.
Well, royalty is kind of hard to understand on this type of product, at least for me.
I'm going to tell you why I think your model is so ingenious. It's identical to a business I invested in, Boho Vans. They were renting camper vans, retrofitted camper vans that look cool. I think they had maybe $250,000 in revenue, and 1 year later they had $5 million. It blew up. You're doing the identical thing. I'd like to make you an offer of $300,000 for 20%.
It's a different business, though, Barbara.
20%.
You could say that, all right?
That's
I'll tell
a
you
lot.
something. I'll tell
Versus
you.
5%, that's a really big difference.
I like what Barbara was saying. She has a similar, business in her portfolio. However, those camping vans, you're able to travel. It's portable. It's a little bit more usage to that. I don't really see an uptick in this ootBox. I think ootBox. I think that's how they pronounced it. But I don't think that's comparable.
Less.
Well, I can explain mine very simply. You got to give me back my capital times 2. That's easy. I think it's a great offer.
that's
What
all
are you
it
going to
is.
do?
Keeping everything else the same.
20% might sound rich to you, but you will never get someone with my skill set to explode your business like I will do. I don't sell product, I build businesses. That's what I'm good at. I did it for myself.
I love words too, but 20% is 20%.
20% is 20%.
I'll tell you what I'll
Sound
do,
like
just to
words,
have fun. Just to have fun and to make Barbara's night more interesting. Forget the whole royalty thing. I'll do it for 15%. I'll give you $300,000 for 15% right now.
Oh, wow.
Barbara,
Yes,
would you
dear.
do 300,000 for 7%?
How much?
7%.
She said,
I
how
thought I
much?
heard 17%. I was insulted.
Kevin?
I'm more insulted by 7.
Well,
No.
what about if we did 7 plus some loan aspect?
No, but I'll do it for 10 if you say yes right now.
She's
Not
trying to
fair-
say.
It's not
now.
a fair question. It's not
Pardon
a
me?
fair question to make us commit to that without talking. So we would like to
Of course it is.
That's
the
not
biggest
how you
mistake
respond to
entrepreneurs
that,
make
dude.
standing on that carpet is having a line in the sand at a certain valuation. That is the biggest mistake they always make.
I'm just saying that we should discuss before answering without discussing.
But may I say something to you?
That's a lawyer
If you
talking, not an
can't-
entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's cautious, and it's
Two
what your
hats.
training
Okay,
has
just to
been
have
for.
fun, I'll do it for 9%.
Oh, what a bastard.
Kevin.
Fun.
You
You
can
know,
let
we're
him.
both Canadian, so there's a little
I'm
bit of
having
kinship
fun
there.
with it because I actually think there's value here, and I love to squeeze Barbara's head once in a while.
You know what? There's something about that 10% number that makes you feel like something's worthwhile. That all your effort and all your energy and all your intelligence is put into something and it's acknowledged as worthwhile.
I'll do it for 9, no problem.
Kevin steady
It's up to
going.
you.
Barbara not backing down no more.
Barbara, we accept your offer.
Good stuff.
Kevin, we like yours too.
I'm just happy to have saved you basically 10%.
We
Thank you.
appreciate
We
it.
very much appreciate
No
your
problem.
support.
Kevin did get in there and save them on that whole 10% because at first Barbara was going to them with 20% and sharing that she has the skill set and things, really selling herself, but doing it on that 20%. And then Kevin came in and did the whole 15%. and got Barbara down to 10%. They ended up taking a deal with Barbara, giving them $300K, and they end up giving Barbara 10% in their business. So I really do hope that this partnership proves to be very profitable for the both of them and really increase their sales for them. Now, as far as the product, y'all already know I done stopped it enough doing the taping, doing the recording, that I'm not really feeling it. You know, the ootBox, I'm not really feeling it for the 25K number. I'm not really feeling it for the $1,000 a month number. I'm not really feeling it because it's only half of the shipping container, you know, and so they have a great model for how they're selling it. Me as a consumer, because this is a something that I'm interested in getting in as far as the whole tiny home living, shipping containers, all that good stuff. I don't think I'll be a consumer, but I like the way they set up their business with the model, with the leasing and the purchasing. And so very interesting business, very interesting product. I really hope that that they just really continue to do well. And I hope it doesn't slow down. I would love to see what their sales are a year from now, to see if they're still tracking with those numbers, and if they're still doing a leasing, you know, a per month type of model. So it'll be interesting to see what other things that they do and what Barbara is able to do with them in their business. So I'm looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and staying until the end. I really do appreciate that. Go ahead and make sure you hit that like button and become a subscriber if you like this content, and make sure you check us out for another one.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys.
You got a gold mine.
Congrats, Robbie and Allison.
Thank you.
Very excited
And
to work with
you
you.
managed it so well, you know?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Going into this, we were hoping to get a deal with Barbara. This is really a
Okay.
dream come true for us.
So
And
they
what's
got
even
who they
better,
wanted.
Kevin did all the negotiation for us, and that was amazing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kevin.
You can thank me,
Congrats,
Barbara.
Barbara. Well done.
You weren't out to help me. Who are you kidding? You weren't out to help me.